Memorial Day. If you have lost someone that has served for this country and maybe other countries, my heart goes out to you, to that loved one you lost. It's not easy to be reminded on this day if you've lost a son or a daughter who served their country. So let's remember them all. Memorial Day was also called Decoration Day until they changed it to Memorial Day. And the sad thing is that the families were decorating their graves with flowers. So it used to be called Decoration Day, now it's called Memorial Day. I don't know if you're working today. Maybe you're taking the day off. Maybe you going down to a graveyard to pay your respects, to put some flowers down, to make a prayer. If you are, we're thinking about you, we're with you, we support you, and I hope your day goes well. Now, on this weekend, it's a long weekend, and for some reason, I've been getting a lot of text messages and emails, people sending me their screenshots of what they've been making in an hour, or what they've been making on a trip. This thumbnail that I just chose there was a 42-minute trip, 12-mile ride, and it was the only trip in that hour, and the gentleman made $17. Now, a lot of you, and I'm carefully saying about 80%, were like, okay, that's what UberX is paying me. Next, you know. Now, what you got to really do is take a step back and say, hey, you, the company, you paid me $17 for a 42-minute drive. You only gave me one trip in that 1 hour. That's a fact. I can show you the other screenshot. And that was a 12.8 whatever mile trip. What you need to do is ask the rider. And I hope you remember this. I hope you do this. Is like, and there's a way of doing it very, very diplomatically. It's not difficult. I wish you a great day. Just out of curiosity, currently drivers are comparing with their riders what you are paying. We're just interested to see and work out how much we, the driver, are getting. Out of curiosity, what did Uber or Lyft charge you? And something tells me out of that $17 that the driver got, I'm pretty damn sure that Uber must have charged them more than $60, right? For 46 minutes. Easily more than $60. And you got $17? And you're okay with that? And you're willing to move on to the next trip? And by the way, squandered an entire hour to do one trip, 12 miles, 46 minutes to make $17. Have you really asked yourself? And I'm not putting anyone down here, no judgment, but what I want to do is get drivers to condition themselves that they start asking the riders, hey, how much did you pay? And make a log. Now, every rider is not going to tell you what they paid, but there is a way to extract that information from a rider. It's not difficult. A lot of people are a little bit afraid to do that, right? Say, hey, you know what, out of curiosity, drivers are just comparing what they are making to what you are paying. I know that Uber, you can say, you know, I know that Uber and Lyft are charging you ridiculous rates at the moment. And then you get sympathy, right? You get sympathy from the rider because you say, I know that you, the rider, are paying or are being charged crazy rates by Uber and Lyft. I'm just curious to see how much you paid, because I'm willing to show you what we received to put everything into perspective. So there is a very diplomatic way of approaching the rider without causing a fight without, and if they just say, hey, that's private information, I'm not sharing that, so I understand. I understand. Just say, I understand, right? I understand that you're not willing to share that information. Corporate complaints in the house. Yes, that's a great name. I have a lot of corporate complaints. I had a long time. I had 2 long-time subscribers piss me off a little bit this morning. The one says, I see that you have a dog in the fight, but I'm questioning why you have this dog in the fight, right? Well, Joseph Contreras, I'm going to give you a shout out here, and it's not really a friendly shout out, right? I have several pit bulls in this fight, right? That's what my channel is about, right? And I find it rather strange that after all the videos, you've been following me for all this time and you're asking this question, right? Because when I start analyzing your wording, it sounds like you've given up. I haven't given up. My channel is about fighting for better pay and for better safety, if you have not seen that over the years, right? And I'm very vocal and I'm not shy to go for the jugular. So to hear that from someone who's been commenting for years and saying, I know you have a dog in the fight, but I'm questioning like what your dog is about. And my answer is simple. I don't just have one dog in the fight. I have several pit bulls in the fight, tearing them up, biting into the flesh of these executives. And I'm calling them out, and I'm demanding better pay. I'm demanding better gas support, and mostly what my channel is about is demanding better safety, because we can save lives. They're just not willing to do it. So Joseph Contreras, sorry to say, but I have lost every ounce of respect for you. And if you leave the channel, I'm cool with that. And if you get cocky again, I'll slap you out the channel. It's very, very simple, right? Anyway, I'm not even going to say it. The other one is, I get some driver, and I don't assume. I don't make assumptions about someone else. Generally, don't try to judge. Right? Try not to judge. Sometimes I do judge. I gotta say that I'm sometimes guilty of judging, but for most of the time, I do not judge people. I accept what they say. But if someone comes to me and say, you know what, I'm making. Someone says to me, you have no clue what you're talking about. You do not know how to make money. I made $1,250 last week. This is what the driver is telling me. Like, it's like a paragraph of insults. The driver does not know me, does not know what I make daily, does not know how I have monetized this rideshare business. And then you come out and make a whole bunch of assumptions. And I think that's just dangerous to make assumptions, because today, for example, I'm making more today than whoever that guy is, in the entire week, right? And if you think that $1,250 is good for a weekly pay, and you haven't even started deducting your gas costs, your wear and tear, your insurance, right? Do that type of math, and then, dear driver, I think it's from Florida, then you tell me what you're left with, right? Because if you think that $1,250 is big bucks, and you're thinking, or you're assuming that I'm not making money and I don't know what to talk about, I have news for you. I make that daily, right? Sometimes 500, sometimes 2,500 in a day. Today is definitely more than a $1,250 day, right? And not to mention, you can do the math. If you take 58 SUVs at $550 a week, go and calculate that weekly income, right? That's renting out SUVs to drivers. Go and do the math. So don't assume, because if you're assuming, you're making an ass of you and me, right? So these are the type of people that I kick out my channel. I don't see any, and I'm very crass. It's black or white, right? I don't see any value having those type of individuals in my channel, because when you start assuming, when you start going into that negative frame, right, or that mind frame, then things start spiraling down. And I refuse to get sucked in the down in the down spiral. I refuse. That's just not in my DNA. And we don't give up. Like the 99.9% of the people in this channel are fighting for something, right? They stand for something. And they stand up to these companies and they call them out, right? And it's important that we have these checks and balances and that we call these companies out and don't let them get away with those type of shenanigans. Because if we start accepting that, then we actually lower our own standards, right? It's our goal to increase our standards. It's our goal to educate our children and show them how to up the level, not down the level. You're not going to teach your child or your son or your daughter ways and means where they are going to go backwards in the future, right? You're encouraging them, you're building them up, you're showing them the way, the goals, you're installing ambition. But so, sorry to say, when people start getting really, really nasty or start making such dumbass comments, I don't benefit from you, the majority, the 99.9% that mean well. You don't benefit from these type of characters, right? Because it's usually people that blame others or, you know, think the world's gone dark on them and then they have to lash out and punish others because of their wrongdoings, because of their failures, right? You don't have to ever take on their energy. I don't take on their energy. I just kick them out, right? It's very, very easy. Unsubscribe, kick them out. You know, you've no more space to spread your toxic energy in our channel, right? What we're trying to achieve here is really raise the bar, really hold these companies accountable and push for better conditions, because those better conditions, we deserve them, all right? And our fight is not over, or at least my fight is not over, until we have reached higher standards, until we have proper safety, until we have proper pay, until we have some proper assistance. Because I personally, I'm not going to accept what they are currently serving us, right? I don't have to accept what they're currently serving us, because whatever they're trying to concoct and put on your plate right now, it's beyond pathetic, right? That's why I'm making these videos. That's why I'm calling for more action. That is why we get strikes going, because we don't just settle for nothing in life. And I'm talking about 99% of the subscribers in here that want to do better, that are pushing for better conditions, right? You have my full attention. You have my full attention. But driving around for 46 minutes, 13 miles, getting paid $17 and just getting offered one trip per hour, I made another video very similar to this yesterday, right, is unacceptable, right? And if that's unacceptable, we got to do something about it. And we have a lot of power. Do not underestimate your power. You have some pretty powerful tools. It's called social media. You turn to the social media. I just saw that somebody threw down, and that totally deserves a shout out. Mikhail Jailzaid throws down $10, $80 for 5 hours drive today. Well, firstly, thank you for donating $10 to my channel. I really appreciate you. And that's precisely what we are fighting for, because it is unacceptable that Mikhail made $80 in 5 hours. It's unacceptable, right? And if you start accepting those, if you start accepting day in, day out, if you're starting to settle for $80 for 5 hours work, then you are personally dropping your own standards. You might let it get away once or twice. Oh, they paid me $80 for 5 hours not happy about it. And maybe it happens a second time, but you cannot allow that to happen a third time to you, right? Because then we are lowering our standards. And Mikhail, you're not lowering your standard, you're just like seeing this is unacceptable, right? Otherwise you wouldn't have written that, right? I got paid $80 for 5 hours, he said, and that's unacceptable. I'm not going to work for that. And you go to Twitter, you add Uber_com, COMMS, that is their PR channel. Add at Uber support, add Uber, add at Lyft, add at D-Cars, which is Dara Khosrowshahi's Twitter account. You attach them all and you say, this is pathetic. I don't work for this. And if you don't change the ways, you lose me. Because I personally stand for something. So we have 94 people in the house. I'm just curious what I'm going to be spending on gas here. So I'm going to get up the car briefly. And this is one of the less expensive gas stations, right? This here is actually 20 to 30 cents less than other gas stations. So I'm just gonna get this going for a second. I just need to get this going, and then we're gonna keep the live feed going, and we're gonna talk about real things. So give me a couple of minutes. Hola, 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 hola. 475, geez, like, send me those gas prices, please. Send me, firstly, salute. Got a double whammy here. Man, I wish I had, I know 475 is high, but I wish I was paying 475 right now. I really was. Or I wish I were paying 475. $6 something. Unacceptable. Costco is good. Slick Nick is in the house. He loves Costco. If you ever noticed, Nick loves mentioning Costco. Good for him. There's a BMW here, X7, trying to get in. So if you haven't started asking your rider, excuse me, what did you pay for the trip? That's not how I would ask it. I would say, by the way, drivers are just comparing what they are receiving from the riders out of curiosity. What did you pay for the trip, right? And I think this question is extremely important if you see that they've added a tip, because the rider would usually, if you can see on your thing, oh, he gave me a tip, $10, and it's something that the rider is proud of because he's given you $10. They will gladly say, oh, I paid $60 for the trip and I gave you a $10 tip. I really appreciate. Is the $10 that they're giving you the $10 that you're receiving, or is it in fact, like many have shown me, maybe they've paid $12 or $15 and you own a tip and you've only received 10, right? Do they have their hands in the cookie jar once again? Listen, they've done it before and they were taken to court, both Uber Eats and DoorDash. They're fully capable of doing it again. That's why it's really important that you find out, what did the rider pay? What did he pay as far as the fare goes, right? And what did he or she tip you? Because when you start taking notes, right, trip after trip, and you start getting a percentage and you can start seeing, oh my God, they actually are dipping into my tips, or oh my gosh, just paying $60 and I'm only receiving $17, we'll quickly find out now what they are reducing us to. So don't be shy to ask your rider what they paid. If they say, hey, that's confidential, that's private, say, I totally understand. I totally understand. We're just trying to drivers are just trying to make it plural. Drivers are just trying to get a better idea of what they are receiving, because the company is charging you astronomical rates. The moment you say that, you're sympathizing with the rider. Us drivers know that the companies are charging you astronomical rates. What we're just trying to determine, how much of that astronomical rate you are paying are we getting? So you're showing sympathy towards the rider, right? And that changes the whole dynamic. Once you've shown sympathy and shown that's unacceptable what Uber and Lyft are charging you, they're far more inclined to help you, right? They're far more cooperative. They are far faster, quicker to show you their numbers, because now they think, you know what, this guy's right, my driver is right. I'm paying way too much. And now I'm curious to find out, how much is he or she actually getting out of this fare? You will see far better cooperation from the rider if you word it the right way. Now that Uber and Lyft are charging you these astronomical rates, I'm just curious, what did you pay for your last trip? Because this is how much I made. Hold up your phone. I made $17. Wow, 17, is that all they pay you for that 1 hour? I paid 60. Wow, so it goes to show you, they're taking more than 65, 70%. Please start asking your rider and start taking notes. Have a little logbook or text the numbers to yourself after the trip. You can send yourself a text. Start jotting down those numbers so you have a clearer understanding of what the rider paid tips wise, what the rider was charged by the company, and more importantly, what are you receiving? What are you receiving on the receiving end? What's going into your account? Ask the rider. Don't be shy. There's some drivers say, I can't ask the rider. I'm not good at that. There is a way of doing it, my friends. I've given you a couple of suggestions. It's a very non-aggressive way where you will get maximum participation from the rider, openly sharing their numbers with you. You might be blown away. So we have 105 people in the house. Can you slap that like button, please. Every like is almost like a slap and a little reminder to the company to up their game. 51, slap, 2 slaps right there. Thank you. Salute. Paid $3.92, Lexington, South Carolina, per gallon. Phoenix is in the house, slave wages, she said. David Sink is in the house, throws down $5. Thank you, vets. Shout out to all the vets, to all the people that served this country. Memorial Day used to be called Decoration Day, decorating the graves with flowers, paying respect, paying memory to all of those who served the country and lost their lives, right? Thank you. Los Angeles in the house. Shout out to Poker. Randy's in the house. Memphis, Tennessee. Go Titans. So interesting, the Celtics are up against the Warriors in the final. Who's going to win? I put my money on the Warriors. I mean, you got Steph Curry, pretty much game over. How can the guy can't miss? LA in the house. I love it. Los Angeles, low on requests. Yes, I've heard that seems to be a common theme this weekend, low requests. Right? Are the people not, are the riders not driving this weekend? It could be that the companies are really trying to take advantage of the riders this weekend. And the riders saying, screw this, I am not paying those supersonic rates. Well, guess what that equates to? Less trips for you, less earnings. David's in the house. Phoenix is there. Phoenix in the house. Phoenix must be boiling hot today. How much is gas in Phoenix, Arizona? As you can see, I just filled up for $6.19. Thank you, my brother. Appreciate you. Love you back. Flight cancellations, many. Many flight cancellations. They say thousands of flight cancellations today. I'm looking at my pickups already, and some of them already are delayed by an hour, which means that can really screw up my schedule. That's when you have to bring in your backup drivers. I have backup drivers. So I have to bring in 2 backup drivers today because I am not going to make specific times. And my clients know that I have backup drivers. And that's if you want to go into the private driving world. If you want to be your own boss, run your own company, go check it out at Gig Rocket, the private chauffeur course. I teach you everything. You got to have, if you're in that business, you got to have 2 reliable backup drivers that are ready to go. I had to call them up and say, listen, there's 2 trips I'm not going to make. I'm looking at the arrival times. I got one Aer Lingus coming in from Dublin. It's an hour late. I got to get a backup for the next one. I got another one, Air France coming in tonight. That's late. And then I have to get another backup for, because you have to, in this business, when you're doing private trips, you cannot let your passenger hang at the airport and you're not there. It's unacceptable. So you got to have your backups, reliable backups. We've got 100 people in the house, 67 likes. Smash that like button. Every smash is a slap on Dara's cheek. Boom, 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 boom. And it's 85 degrees here. Got 99 people in the house. Shout out to you all. Happy Memorial Day. If you have lost a loved one, I know a few subscribers that have lost a child while they were serving their country. My heart goes out to you. Big hugs from me. It's not easy if you've lost a child. It's not easy. I have not lost a child. I would never want to lose a child. 74 likes, thank you very much. Happy Memorial Day, everyone. And please do not forget to ask your rider, what did he or she pay? Start getting some real numbers. What did he or she pay for that trip? What did they tip? You can always say, hey, thank you so much for your $10 tip. Uber paid me. Just out of curiosity, I know that the companies are overcharging you right now. Curiosity, what did they charge you? Here are my numbers. You see there's you only received the $10 tip. I paid $12. Where's the difference? That'll piss a rider off if they're actually tipping you 12 and find out that the company is only paying you out 10. I'm not making this up. I've seen enough screenshots to prove that that is true, right? So make sure you're getting paid correctly. Make sure that your tips, 100% of your tips are ending up in your bank account. And the only way to do that is to compare. What did you pay? What did I receive? What did she pay? What did I receive? Don't be shy. What's the worst? Thank you. Thank you, Phoenix. I hit that like button. I love it. Thank you, Phoenix. I appreciate you. Throws down $1.99. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's not rude to ask. No, it's not rude to ask. Why is it rude? If you approach the rider in the right way, they will not regard it as rude, right? You don't think the rider might be curious to find out what he or she is paying and what you are receiving and what the company is taking? You don't think that they might be curious? It's all in the way you ask the rider. Excuse me, thank you very much. I hope you have a great flight. I hope you enjoy the restaurant. By the way, Uber paid me out $17. I appreciate the $4 tip. Thank you very much. It was very kind of you. I know that they are overcharging you currently, and like really overcharging you, and that your rider rates have gone up. But out of curiosity, if you don't mind me asking, how much did you pay? Because this is what I received. Oh, I'll gladly show you. Well, this is what I paid, $60. Oh, this is what I received, $17, right? It's not rude to ask. What's the worst case they can do? They can say, sorry, that's confidential information. I don't reveal it. I fully understand, and I respect your decision. Thank you, right? Yes. There's a comeback line for every negative that comes your way. You can turn it into a positive. And most of the times, if you ask, you will see that a positive will come your way and you return it with a positive. It's not difficult to communicate, my friends. Just be diplomatic, be kind, be sincere, be honest, be supportive, and they will give you everything you need. You need to see those numbers. You really need to start extracting those numbers out of them. What is he or she, the rider, paying? Some people will even text you. It's a beautiful day. It's Memorial Day. Memorial Day, if you're only coming into the feed right now, also be used to called Decorations Day. They changed it to Memorial. It used to be called Decorations Day. It's when you were decorating the grave with flowers. It's sad. You were decorating the grave with flowers. That certain someone who had served the country and is no longer around. You go down there, you pay your respects, you decorate the grave. It used to be called Decoration Day. It was then turned into Memorial Day. home and make myself a nice big lunch. I am freaking hungry. Happy Memorial Day, everyone. Shout out to all the family members that have served our country, that may have fallen, who are still serving our country. Happy Memorial Day. Smart strike is happening. That is confirmed. I'm just gearing up with my team because we got to make a splash in the media. On St. Patrick's Day, we made a big splash, but we only strike for one day. This is going to be ongoing for certain hours. And it's looking like, it'll be announced, it's looking like 7 to 8 in the morning, a.m., 7 to 8 p.m. at night. Never too late, 7 to 8. Never too late, 7 to 8. 7 to 8, 7 to 8. 2 hours sacrifice per day that you can make up later at night or earlier in the morning. Don't want you to lose money. But we got to keep those riders stranded in those 2 time slots. There's no cars around. Why? Because drivers are actually standing up for something. Continuous, not just one day, continuous until we get our conditions met. What are the conditions? Better pay, better gas assistance, and far better safety and security, which we deserve, all 3. We definitely deserve better pay. I'm sure you can agree with me on that, right? I'm sure you can also agree that we can start saving some lives if they would only disclose and show the pictures, the names, right? Big red flag if you've got some shady character name and no photo. I wouldn't pick that dude up. I wouldn't pick up Ghetto Boy who doesn't have a photo. Hell no. Bye-bye. Find the next dummy to pick you up. Not gonna do it. So we certainly deserve better safety. It's not difficult to keep those stories off the 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock news. It's not difficult. Uber and Lyft just have to commit to safety. They're not willing to commit because they feel like if they have to commit to safety, they're going to lose a couple of trips from thugs, from murderers, from pedophiles, from carjackers, and they're going to lose a few dollars. Well, you're going to have to sacrifice those dollars in the name of safety because you are getting hammered in the media daily, and it's not good for Uber and Lyft's overall public image. And maybe the next CEO will realize that. 82 people in the house, 92 likes, thank you very much. Happy Memorial Day. Please, the message I have today, ask your rider what they are paying. Ask your rider, right? You don't have to ask them, hey, what tip did you pay me? No, how much did I pay you? But you can also turn around and say, thank you very much for the $5 tip. This is how much I received from Uber or Lyft. Out of curiosity, how much did you pay? I know that they're currently overcharging you. They've really increased your rates, which is unacceptable, right? But I just want to show you what we, the drivers, are receiving. Here are my numbers. Oh, I'll gladly show you my numbers, and then you can compare the numbers. It's very easy to ask. It's just how you ask. They will give you everything. Just don't be rude, be polite, be diplomatic. They will share their numbers with you. And then you start logging them and you start writing. Then you can start seeing patterns, right? Patterns. And maybe some attorneys are interested in those patterns to see what's going on. Are they stealing tips again, right? Here it says severe drought, save water, save California. Severe drought, save water, save California, right above the highway. I've got to do a little Home Depot run in between, get a couple of items, throwing a big party for my son, DJ, lights, laser lights. It's going to be a cool party. In fact, now that I'm thinking of it, we are going to maybe make a live feed and have all those kids give my subscribers a shout out. Maybe like 50, 60 kids, right? I should do it. You guys want me to do a live feed on his graduation party that I'm throwing for my son? He's 18 years old, Dylan. You probably know Ryan. My little Ryan is like me. He's a networker. He's a go-getter. He's a little businessman. My Dylan is more the academic, smart dude. Got into Berkeley. Is going to study business and filmmaking. Anybody watch Top Gun? Highly recommend it. Go out there and watch Top Gun. Man, am I hungry. We're on 100. Thank you. We're on 100. 92 people in the house, 100 likes. I appreciate you. It's 84 degrees here today. I'm gonna go through the mess. I'm driving right now. I'm pretty fast, so my eyes are actually on the road, so I don't want to veer off too much towards the camera. And there's a cop. As I say it, it's a cop. Sorry, I'm driving a little bit too fast, dear police officer. Oh, is he putting his car on and chasing me? Nope, no siren lights. All is good. A reminder to drive a little slower, because speed kills. A reminder to drive a little slower. Another reminder, ask your rider what they are paying. Ask your rider what they are paying. Compare apples to oranges, right? Ask them what they are paying. You're entitled to know. Enjoy the party, absolutely. I'll make a live feed at the party. All right, I am finishing up after almost 45 minutes, 3/4 of an hour, on this Monday, wishing you a happy Memorial Day. Whether you are working, whether you're not working, show a lot of love to your family and extended family. Send them a nice, positive, uplifting message on this, especially if they've lost someone. Reach out to them and say, hey, I'm thinking of you, right? So, happy Memorial Day, everyone. Much love from California. We're going to keep on fighting. And keep it alive, my friends. Keep it alive. 103 likes in the house. Awesome. Please be safe. Please be safe out there. 360 degrees, know what's going on. If you're doing food deliveries, lock your car. Make sure you have mace. Make sure you have something, right? Make sure you have something. I know these things are illegal, but I love these. I used to have these in South Africa. I believe they are illegal, or maybe they're legal in certain states, right? Another thing you also want, and make sure that you have a dash cam. Like Display Ride, the reason why I like this one is because it uploads the footage directly into the cloud. And then also Dexter from EV Now, if you could please give the people an update. A couple of people have been asking me directly. I am not EV Now. Dexter, if you could kindly reach out to these individuals and update them, right? So I'm wishing you a fantastic Monday. Be well. Throw a T-bone on the barbecue, maybe grill some shrimp or lobster or langoustines. Go spoil yourself, man. Go treat yourself. Oh, that's Display Ride. Only reason why I'm showing there's different. I like Vantru as the dash cam. This is also a dash cam, but the difference between this and a Vantru is that your footage is uploaded into a cloud. So even if they decide to steal the dash cam, they want to steal your car, and they want to think that, oh, I'm going to take the dash cam away, it's too late. It's already in the cloud. The visual, the audio and the visual is already in the cloud. That's probably the biggest plus about Display Ride versus any other dash cam. But It's important to have a dash cam. And I'll have that argument with anyone. I've had a couple of people here and their dash cams don't help. Yeah, they help big time. You get into an accident, it's going to help with your insurance case, right? If something happens, you have it as proof for the police, maybe to find the perpetrator. If they wrongfully deactivate you, that footage could be crucial in court, right? It'll save your ass. So to those who say dash cams don't work, I'm sorry, I disagree with you. Dash cams do work. Everyone should have one. If you right, check out displayride.com. But please, get yourself a dash cam. It's not a major investment, right? I think some of the very best dash cams out there are like over $200. A Vantru N4 films 360, the most advanced technology. The DisplayRide, crazy technology, uploads all the footage and the audio into the cloud. It's there. It's recorded. It's a sound bite. It's a visual. It's recorded. It's on a computer. It's in the cloud. If you need it, you're extracted. Just send the link, boom, to the police. Send the link, boom, to the insurance. Send the link to the legal department, right? If you've been wrongfully terminated, wrongfully deactivated, hit me up. We have a really good team in place that goes out and appeals your case, packages it up, fights the company, and it's a 1, 2, sometimes a 3-step process. It is a little tougher if you've had multiple violations or multiple warnings. It makes it a bit more difficult. But generally speaking, we get the majority of the drivers reactivated at gigrocket.com. GIGrocket.com, gigrocket.com. Check it out. So my coffee has officially kicked in. Do I have a display ride promo code? I do have a link. I'll drop it in. I've brought a lot of drivers to Display Ride. This week I'll be just letting you know, I'll be pushing Buckle, the insurance company, heavily. I'll do another live feed again later. Harry Campbell and myself were featured in Bloomberg. Great article. How they are rigging, how the companies are rigging the game. Gamification, they call it. And both Harry and I are mentioned in that article. I'll do a video about that later from Bloomberg. Thank you, Jackie DeVos from Bloomberg, for running that article. You did a lot of research. You're really helping the drivers. We appreciate you. Shout out to Jackie DeVos at Bloomberg News. Thank you for telling the story as it is and supporting the drivers. We need more people like Jackie who are not afraid to tell the truth. Leonardo's in the house. Hey, I wish you all a happy Memorial Day. Thank you for all your feedback, your suggestions. Thank you for the 112 likes. And have a fantastic Monday. Go out there and make some money. Take care, everyone. I appreciate you all.